And here come the Cowboys.
Yes, their new age JT leading them out. Jason Taumalolo, his season game minutes average just slightly below what he achieved last year. He's had 51 minutes a game so far this season.
They made a great start against the Broncos last week, and it was on the back of the Taumalolo charges. I thought in the opening 15-20 minutes, and they were the best side for the first 30 minutes of that first half against the Broncos, and Taumalolo dragged them forward. We'll see if he can do that again today, but it's a great matchup, the two 13s up against each other. Yeah,
and these two squads certainly highlight a multicultural National Rugby League. It is the multicultural round, and you look at the backgrounds of the players across these two sides ready to go head to head. 46th battle between the two sides. Cowboys have won 22, Warriors have won 23. And Bunty of 4 with the first run of the match. Hair everywhere, ripping back into the Cowboys' defensive line. Change in the back line today for the Warriors by Leah into the side. Good young centre. Gets another chance in the NRL as Adam Fanua-Blake. And as we've mentioned, Tane Tuapiki at fullback in his first match in the National Rugby League. Here is Harris. Had Barnett in support. 15 short of halfway. Egan now for Barnett. So again, we get to see off-season recruits, the likes of Barnett and Niokore and Tamare Martin, all on the same side for the Warriors. Now Johnson, first kick of the day, high and long, and Chester. Good to get that one out of the way. And back he comes, Tom Chester, 21 years of age, in his second match of first grade, but first time in the starting side.
Standing under your first, or I know he played 11 minutes last year, Vossi, but your first start in the NRL, standing under the first high ball, it'd be like a golfer for the first time standing on the tee at Augusta, shaking, not really knowing what's happening, and just happy to get the ball in your arms.
Well, he did that, Tom Chester. And now McLean on the spin, took him away from a fire, just short of halfway. Robson. Early problem for Ruben Cotter. Down with the trainer. That's not good. Tuapiki now has a catch. And back he comes. Now, this bloke is a tackle buster. He's not the biggest fullback, but last year, 105 tackle busts in the Queensland Cup, the Host Plus Cup, with the Burleigh Bears. Egan misses out Johnson. And just coming to the edge, Cotter is back up and okay. So that's good news. Played by Corsi, coming off the wing. This is pretty spirited running from the Warriors early. Getting into a little groove, that previous run by Pompey. And now Tamare Martin across to Barnett. He had Vilea on his outside. Egan for Johnson. Another bomb coming from 31 metres out. This won't find Chester. Felt with it. Good take. Put his body really on the line in the air against Montoya. That was an exceptional take by Phil.
He's a great talent, Kyle Felt. His ability to hit the ground and then make another 15 metres. Terrific for his team. They get the penalty. That's a battle out on that side of the field. Felt up against Montoya, the wrecking ball.
Thanks, Teddy.
Marcelo Montoya.
Good to go, mate. Thank you.
Let's go down to the sideline. Brent Tate with duties in Townsville. And what's your thoughts? What was your last thought going into this one, Tatey?
Oh, good afternoon, Vossi and Brandy, and good afternoon to the viewers. Well, it's really hot, humid conditions up here, so tricky conditions for both sides. Ball control will be paramount, obviously, for both teams today with these warm conditions. Obviously, both these teams, last start losers, would be wanting to get back into the winner's circle. So, good crowd in, Vossi. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yes, for you, last thoughts. You played for both these clubs. So, a big day for Brent Tate watching from the sideline. Taumalolo tackled 30 metres away from the Warriors line. We've got a set restart here. That'll pile on the pressure. Cotter. Now they're back to the red line. Warriors end of the field. Robson, dummy and run. Just caught. That ended up a try saver from Egan. Dared enough a quick play the ball. Hess is there. They're setting up on that left side, possibly for something to Nene on the right. Robson here. Try double for Nene last week against the Broncos. Here's Townsend. Cut out ball, finding support and felt on the end of it. Shibasaki dummy half. Last play Cowboys. Townsend with a kick. Aiming at the post. It's anyone's ball. It's there for the fullback, Chester. Oh, dreams come true. 21 years of age. Townsville Brothers Jr. in his first starting appearance. Scores a 4-pointer inside 5 minutes.
He was first on that loose ball that was sitting in the in-goal area. Chad Townsend aiming at the post, I'm sure. Wade Egan read it. Wade Egan stood in front of the post waiting for the rebound, but couldn't clear the ball over the dead ball line. Just look at Wade Egan. Gets a punch to it, only grabs a piece of the ball, and then Tom Chester wins the race before Adam Fanua-Blake can put it dead with his boot. Bounces away from him. Fanua-Blake tries to kick it, but Chester cleans it up, gets his hands on it for the first try. Great kick, Townsend. Great reaction from Tom Chester.
What a scramble in goal, and what a moment. We get a try. Last night in Newcastle, we had 3 young fellas coming off the bench. As we said, Chester got the smallest taste of the top grade last year, 11 minutes, and that will forever go down as his debut. But starting appearance, wearing the number 1, that's a very big moment for Tom Chester. Good shot here of Val Holmes. We can't take you any closer into your lounge room than this. Valentine Holmes, and a 6-0 start. They've been good starters all year, the Cowboys, and so it is in round number 3.
21-year-old Tom Chester. There's the kick again from Townsend. He couldn't have done any more, Wade Egan. He knew it was going to hit the upright pad and come back towards him. He just didn't get enough of his hand on it to get it over the dead ball line. 21-year-old local junior, Townsville boy. Grew up playing in the halves and played in the Queensland Cup and played just about everywhere. Wing, centre, 5'8", lock. So very versatile young player.
That's got him ready for this moment. 6-0 start, Cowboys. They were so slick right from round 1 this year. Almost a devastating first 20 minutes against the Raiders. They looked so good. If they sustain that for 60, 70 minutes, I mean, the try scoring of this weekend can continue here in Townsville. Now Robson, and that's a danger sign. Second time he's been able to run. Reece Robson. Andrew Webster, I'm sure, is sending down a message. Mark a defence. Offload, Malolo. And Robson running again.
Oh, it's still going too. Boy, he carried those players 10 metres.
Might run all the way into an Origin jersey this year. Chester taking off for 8 or 9 metres there. Big set to follow the first points of the day. Dearden's kick. There's pressure at the back. There's plenty of Warriors there. They haven't cleaned it up. Holmes comes up with the ball. Referee says no Warriors hand in there. And I reckon that was more luck than good management.
Yeah, scrambling to save that one there with Val Holmes coming up with the ball after it bounced off the shoulders or the back of Adam Pompey.
Well, again, I say you got to count that as play. If you're going to put yourself where the ball lands, then I'm saying it's tackle count and restarts for the Cowboys.
Of course it should.
It's hit you in the back.
Of course
it's embarrassing.
Because you aren't waving a hand at it doesn't mean you aren't playing at the ball. You put yourself in a position. You put yourself in a position to make a play at the ball.
Hard to explain that to someone watching a league game for the first time. So Warriors under pressure here, even with ball in hand, and trailing by 6 on the scoreboard early. Andrew Webster, in first year as full-time coach at the Warriors. Today is game number 5 in the career. Fanua-Blake, good metres back to the 40. And, get a set restart on the last for the leg pull. Ill-disciplined Cowboys there. So Harris to halfway. Egan, Whiteside, Johnson, Afoa,
Well, he earned the right for a quick play the ball. They stopped him doing that. So Fanua Blake, that was a good call from the referee.
Now Johnson and Martin almost through. Nene hanging on there in defence. This is ending up a good little 90 seconds or so for the Warriors. Fanua Blake able to offload back to Egan. He's already scored 2 tries this year. It's a prolific try-scoring front row. Afoa has scored 1. Fanua Blake has scored 1. Egan has now got his 3rd for the season.
He's having a great start to the year, Wade Egan. Terrific against the Newcastle Knights in their opening win. And he was very good as well against the Roosters last week in a losing side. You're right, Fanua Blake scored a try last week, ran 15 or 20 metres to score that, and then Wade Egan does a terrific job because it looked like the play was, they'd shut it down. Wade Egan was able to twist his body up and over Tom Chester and get the ball into the in-goal area. Tohu Harris again, clever pass from Harris. He's become very good at just hitting that lead runner. Looks like he's going out the back, but hits the man flat, and that was Fanua Blake, who has enough speed to get in between defenders, offload to Wade Egan. That's a good hit back. That is a good hit back because at this stage, 10 minutes, it's been all the Cowboys.
One of Lithgow's finest ever. A contribution to the NRL. Lithgow born and bred, the Lithgow Storm Jr. Playing for the Warriors last year, his 4 tries were a personal best in his career. And now he's got 3 in 3 weeks. And Johnson will make it 6-all. And a telling offload in that lead up from Fanua Blake. A 6-all scoreline, Warriors and Cowboys.
Great ruck definition here from Tohu Harris to see Tommy Chester and Chad Townsend there, 2 small defenders, and Aiden Fanua Blake just too powerful. Great ruck definition from Tohu Harris there in his 200th game.
It was lovely ball skills. Fanua Blake's last pass.
Well, it was Fanua Blake's run that got them the penalty or the set restart that gave them the opportunity to get down and score that try after a very good run that had the Cowboys on the back foot.
Oh, big kickoff, and underneath it, the young fullback Tuapiki, and as with the start of the match, Bunty Afoa bringing the ball back for the Warriors. Andrew Webster spoke about resilience in his side after round number 1, and there is an example of resilience. Early try conceded, don't drop your bundle. Good strike back. Mind you, Cowboys costly set restart on tackle 5. It all goes back to there. So now Egan, and through the centre. It's worked before, why not go there again? Martin held by McLean. Egan to Johnson, kicking with purpose but doesn't find the ground. And Chester is with it. And the Cowboys back with the ball. Both these teams 1-1 coming into today. And the Cowboys a 3rd straight game in Queensland. And 2nd game at home. Now Holmes, he'll take a dash at them. Robson. Taulagi in off the wing. I still say big danger signs. Robson, a couple of runs, opening 10 minutes. He is arguably best dummy half runner of the hookers in the competition. He's run for the most metres the last couple of seasons. Back it goes to Townsend. Bomb from 40 metres out. This will test the young fullback. Oh, he passes with flying colours. We had the 2 youngsters going at it there, Chester and Tuapiki.
Exceptional job there from Tuapiki. Very good under the high ball. Chester flying through. Makes it that much harder to take. Contact as he was taking the footy, and he was able to hang on to it. What
a good moment that was, to have 2 blokes that have got less than 30 minutes first grade between them. An exciting contest for the ball. Niukore on the run here, the former Eel, who, barring injury, will play game number 100 next week in the NRL. Back for Johnson. And this kick, again on the full to Chester. Not for the first time today. Ooh. Solid contact.
Gee, ran at the line hard, didn't he? Tom Chester. That hurt Tamari Martin. He got up holding his arm there, and I don't know about Tom Chester. rattled him as well.
Cowboys just inside the Warriors half. And Cohen has good quality in the contest so far. Still troubled is Tamari Martin, Robson, Cotter, Townsend. Nene with the ball, support on the outside. Shibasaki is with it. If it goes according to script, he'll get one in front of friends and family in Townsville as well. Ball came loose, play on the call. Townsend with a bomb. 5 metres out, Chester's there again. Robson, it's a day for the number 9. It's a day for the number 1s as well. Chester plays a big part in it. He's competing for everything, and Robson has a 4-pointer.
Well, he just puts himself in the right position here, Reece Robson. Chester attacking the ball again. Isn't it great to see someone chase a kick and keep their eyes on the ball and play for a catch? Chester up above them, just pushes it back off the shoulder there of Reuben Cotter into the hands of the number 9. Wade Egan scored only moments earlier. Now it's the other hooker, the other number 9, Reece Robson, grabbing a try. He's made a great start, hasn't he? Robson threatened around the ruck and just put himself in a position to be there to receive, well, any luck that came his way.
I will say that first replay showed graphically what Tom Chester did. He sized it up, he's worked out where the ball's going to come down, and he's took a step back to set himself to take the run up, to have the momentum in the leap. That was a really good piece of work by the rookie fullback on screen. He set himself for the leap to get maximum height. Timed the jump perfectly, and the reigning tries trend of this Super Saturday on Fox League continues.
Yeah, just watching Mitch Barnett, who's playing on the edge today, played in the middle last week, as Val Holmes puts it through for the 2 points. I think Nane's footwork could really trouble that left edge defence for the... And we saw an example of it in that set, just stepped on the outside. But he's certainly got the footwork to get past someone like Mitch Barnett, who is normally a middle player, but playing on the left edge for the Warriors this afternoon.
Might have to go back through the record books to find most tries on a Super Saturday. 15 now scored in 95 minutes of play. And Broncos and Dragons tonight, exclusive to Fox League. It'll be rocking Suncorp Stadium tonight. It'll be rocking next week as well when the Broncos play the Dolphins on Friday night. Cowboys with Nene. Harris up low there. 12 points to 6. Now for Cotter. So whatever his early problem was, he's moving freely now, Reuben Cotter. Robson, Taumalolo, Dearden, left side, cut out ball, a beauty. Now they're away. Taulungi's got support inside, then loops around. That was clever. For Holmes, back to Dearden. Egan able to make the try saver. 5 metres away, but they're one of the best attacks in the competition when it clicks. Harris moved up too quick. Cotter tackled 6 metres away. Now Robson, kick, who's chasing? No one. Tuapiki with it. That was a strange one. Warriors ball.
That was strange. They were slow to react on the outside, I guess, and you just saw that the defence open up and present Reece Robson a chance to squeeze the ball through, which he did. They were just a little slow to react on the outside there. There was a great opportunity off the back of what was a fantastic set from the Cowboys. The movement, the passage down that left-hand side was brilliant. Taulungi down the left edge, goes inside, flicks it to Val Holmes. It looked like it might have been a 4-pointer, but Wade Egan able to wrap up Tommy Dearden. And then the kick into the in goal, but they get themselves out through Tuapiki and get a penalty, the Warriors, so they get themselves out of trouble pretty quickly.
Well, when their attack clicks, they're as good as any team to watch in the competition, the Cowboys.
Great ball from Tom Dearden out to Taulungi, went across the face of Val Holmes to give Tuolangi a run down that left touch line.
50 work there from Barnett, and the second ball came on the field, just kicked it nicely away. Now Fanua Blake with the ball. All right, it's the Warriors' turn. The way this game has gone, Dylan Walker out there has been a good addition to the Warriors' fold. 55 minutes game average at the moment for Walker as the super sub. Here he is in the middle. Johnson, nice work. Martin can it ball away again. Montoya, he's big, he's strong, and he gets to the in goal and then twisted back to the field of play. That took some serious scramble to stop the try. Low ball, wow. Egan did well. It throws a bludger. And all the momentum gone there with Niukore. Talk about get it wrong. The two passes from dummy half. Now Egan, last tackle. Johnson, nifty kick. Walker's chasing. The Cowboys alert, and Taumalolo had to get real low.
No, he thought he had Chester out of position there, Sean Johnson. Went to kick across field and tried to screw it back down centre field with Walker on the chase. Just didn't get far enough, and the Cowboys able to clean it up. Now Tuolangi crashes into this Warriors defence.
Shibasaki on the run, but the quality of the game continues. So they're scoring just under the clock at the moment. 19 minutes gone, 18 points on the board. And back for Townsend, 46 games for the Warriors in his career, Chad Townsend. Montoya will bring it back. And here he is, Marcelo Montoya, now third year as a Warrior. This time for Corsi for his run. Pretty hard charging wingers, and you know the DNA of the Warriors, some of their best years, they always had a strong running back three, but in particular their wingers taking early meters. Tohu Harris with the ball there.
Francis Melly, Manu Vatave.
Yeah. They would get you back inside opposition halves at a couple of tackles. It's a good opportunity again. Niukore to play it. Last tackle. Walker with it. Then Johnson. No kick yet. Johnson ball. Montoya over to offload. Nene is with it. Oh, Connors put it down. Walker comes up with it. There was no knock on by the Warriors, so it's play on.
Well, Nene thought they had a chance there, but probably shouldn't have thrown it. They were just able to pick up the bouncing ball, the loose ball from the Warriors. A lot of pressure on the Cowboys now. Can the Warriors square up?
Egan, Fanua Blake, runners there, didn't pass. And Niukore running the line. Egan again. Johnson dumps it off for Barnett. Great low tackle close to the line. And another quick play the ball. Johnson, it was McLean, the defender. Crunching tackle by Holmes on Pompey. And plenty of mates there to finish the tackle. Egan with it again. Johnson, oh, Harris has put it down. Chester comes back with it. And the Cowboys have hung on.
He'll be happy with that, Todd Payton. It's not easy to defend a set and back-to-back sets after you make an error. The Warriors turned the ball over, but then the Cowboys gave it straight back to them. That makes it a very hard set to defend, and they're able to hold them out, force the error late in the count. And now with the penalty.
Ooh, yeah, that hurts. They were red hot for a moment there. Griffin Neame ready to come on for the Cowboys. Another one of the young talent getting better by the week. Jordan McLean, though, good defence in that goal line set there. So he's played his part. Nick Jordan. Sort of half hoping he gets a chance in Origin again this year after the misfortune last year. Brandy, you were on hand. He was picked for debut, and then what, hamstring?
Vossi, I've
2-3 days out.
I've never seen anyone as disappointed as he was when he realised his dream of playing Origin was taken away from him after a hamstring injury at training. So, yeah, I was shattered for him,
yeah,
as well as the whole team was.
Now Neame with the ball. Walker down low. Robson, ooh, flat ball for Taumalolo. He turned right to left there. But they've got field position. Been a while since they've been here. Townsend for Hess. And rounding out to try to get the Cowboys crowd into it with the drums playing. Now Robson. Oh, Cotter's put it down. Reuben Cotter. He's had an indifferent day. Bit happening for him through 22.5 minutes.
There's a 15-metre pass. Good ball to out in front of Reuben Cotter. That's why he'll be disappointed with it.
Shot clock, boys. No, it's hard work.
Doesn't give you much, does he, Todd Payton? I mean, he'd be a tough one on the Texas Hold'em poker table. Todd Payton. I reckon I could see him in a big 10-gallon hat too, Todd Payton. He's a real cowboy.
He is a cowboy.
He could turn up there. I don't want to play him. Not the final table. Ball with Vilea. Now Egan for Barnett. And, oh, he's put him away. And now sprinting down the left wing, Tamare Martin. I'm not sure how the configuration worked there, but Martin found himself on the wing. Cotter could have almost been pinged for not clearing the ruck there. It's with Walker. And Walker goes inside the 20.
That was a beautiful little ball there from Barnett.
Harris, Johnson, show to the outside near Corey. Superb tackle, Dearden there on a back rower. And a set restart. And then the charge, Jazz Tavanga. Few Warriors run harder. Egan with it. Walker. Well, they've got to turn this advantage into points here, the Warriors. They've had the better of play for the last 7 or 8 minutes. Egan riding his luck. Push back there. Now Walker back. Johnson for Tuapeki. And bouncing around. He's held up. 16 away from half time. More points likely here. Johnson taken down by Dearden. Got him from behind there. Last tackle, Warriors. Egan. Oh, Martin put it down this time. There's been a few unforced mistakes so far.
Yeah, they didn't get through their last set. They made a mistake. Tohu Harris dropping the ball. Here's Mitch Barnett. Watch this. Drags in Kyle Felt beautifully. Puts Tamari Martin down that left touchline. Terrific pass. And then the end of the set, this was it. The man that made the break. Tamari Martin just can't get it right. You're right, Vossi. They've 3 successive sets down this end, and they've come up with nothing.
And not get a goal line dropout or anything like that. So.
Well, and what they've done is give penalties away on their way out to make it easier for the Cowboys to just get out of there and compose themselves.
Jermaine Tanoa-Brown is now out there for the Cowboys. Took that last run. Neem, Dearden, Hess.
He's got a real front rowers look about him, Cohen Hess now. He's playing on an edge. Helam Lukey's on the bench. We haven't seen Helam Lukey for a long time, but he's on the bench, so you would think that at some stage he'll come on and play that left back row spot.
Here's Townsend kicking. He's got Montoya going back. He did well. Reset there. His balance to catch there, Montoya. He was on the skates early. And now Martin, they'll come out of trouble. And Corsi. There's some good development here with these young players. I mean, they're not veterans by any stretch, but Corsi and Vilea, I think there's a lot of first grade ahead of them for the Warriors. And they've been given their time to find their feet here. 10 metres short of halfway. Martin and Tuapeki there. Right on halfway. That's a good quick play. The ball by the young fullback. And Egan takes advantage. The good dummy half runners do. Now to Vanga. Johnson. And another bomb, but standard trajectory and Felt. Good technique there. I don't know what's happened to Sean's biggest bomb. It's like he's put it away. I don't reckon I've seen Johnson put up the really scary bomb in 3 or 4 years.
They're all very regulation kicks, end over end. Unless you can kick them high enough so your players can get underneath them, they're very easy takes for back three. They swallow those sort of kicks. They can close their eyes and catch them.
Well, that'll be interesting. His chest. I might put that to the test, Brandy, at some point. And now Dearden with it. He's screwing the ball. Oh, he's put too much on it. That was an unusual kick from Tom Dearden.
Well, the idea was right. He was inside the 40, so he was looking to get them up there pretty cheaply, but just hooked it too hard. Fell well short of the 20 and goes out the full. Sorry, Tatey.
No, Vossi and Brandy, I was going to say this is a big opportunity for the Warriors. We knew the conditions would play a part here today, but physically at ground level, the Warriors look much better than the Cowboys. Their big boys are moving a lot better in the middle. This will be a real opportunity, but they need to turn this into some points.
We see everything on Fox League. It was the sideline official caught out there. He was in field. And a kick for line. I don't think I've ever seen a ball go over the sideline and the touch judge is actually in the field of play and the ball is out on the floor.
Surely the touchy wasn't
Should be the other way around. The ball should have come down short of the sideline and the touchy should be the other side of the sideline. That's how it's meant to work. We've got things wrong here. And now Egan to Harris, to Johnson, Martin, there's an overlap there. Finally a dozen pass to Montoya. 15 metres from the line. They threaten again, the Warriors. Johnson, Harris, holds it up. Tuapicky with it. Ducks under Dearden. Bit of pressure on Pompey. Able to stand and offload. Johnson with a ball. The old-fashioned Johnson step. Love this. Johnson skipping about. That's a little glimpse of what he used to be like every week. Oh, there's a ball. Feltman intercepts. Montoya ends up with it. The Warriors have their second. Referee Sutton says we'll check something, but the Warriors are celebrating.
Oh, they should be too, Vossi. I don't see anything wrong with that. Montoya got to ground very quickly, so he was no chance of being pushed out. Look, 3-on-1. Kyle Felt didn't stick the hand out, sort of half had a go at it, but didn't. Sure, he could have made contact with the ball there. Montoya just gets down very quickly. That's well played.
And they've run at Barnett. You can't say that Townsend was interfered. He made a defensive decision to run at Barnett. It's not Barnett crashing into Townsend.
Yeah, and off the back of the Sean Johnson stepping around, just getting himself close to the try line, and a quick play the ball gave them the option to go back and continue down that short side. So they finally make all the possession and field position that they've had, they make it count and get a much-needed try, Vossi. They'll square things up if he can kick the one from the sideline.
Nice touch that Montoya should score in multicultural round. The Montoya family certainly represent a multicultural Australia Rugby League. Fijian born, but his parents were born in Chile. So he's eligible for a few different nations there. And here he is playing for the Warriors. Fijian born, with Chilean parents and playing for the New Zealand Warriors, having started at the Bulldogs. Yep.
Well, he's certainly shown his worth this year. I don't think there's a winger, Vossi, that there's some big wingers around, but Montoya is like a block of granite. Very hard to tackle when he gets a run up, and he's laid some players out. He caused some problems for the Roosters last week. Brandon Smith tried to tackle Montoya when he went off injured.
Yeah. Well, he's been on the radar a long while. If you go back to the old NYC days, he was the Bulldogs' leading try scorer in the NYC, the under-20s, back in 2015 and 2016. That's getting on. So over to Johnson to make it 12-all. Bloody Bulls there. How cool can Johnson be? There he goes. Half a metre in from touch. Strike. Oh, straight onto the post. He had it, and then at the last moment it just dropped on him. At least he can smile. 12-10 scoreline. I think he's acknowledging the good heckling he got from the crowd there. They did their job.
Just have a look at the defensive read here from Chad Townsend. Raced in. It was almost a panic decision there from Chad Townsend. Really poor there from the Cowboys. Their defence has been a worry for them all season. And today, in this first half, leaking too many points. How good is it to see Sean Johnson smiling, engaging with the crowd when he's playing well? This New Zealand Warriors team are a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah, good point, Brent. We just had that little glimpse of the step. You know, that Sean Johnson is most dangerous. One step, then go across field. He's got every single defender in the line guessing. And now Walker on the run back. So 12 points to 10. 4 tries scored in 30.5 minutes. Barnett on the charge. Evidence of some very good recruiting in the off-season for the Warriors. What Barnett, Niokore, Walker, and of course Chance Nickel Klukstar out today, what they have brought to this club.
Tamari Martin, another one.
Tamari Martin, yes. Now chest up, across to it. Just got it in low there. And crunched in the tackle.
That's a good set from the Warriors. Off the back of points, they kick it down into the corner. Make the Cowboys work it out, and as long as they don't give a penalty away.
They're 12 and 15 this afternoon, the Warriors. So 80% completion rate. 4 line breaks, though, the Warriors. To the Cowboys 1. Shibasaki running it back. Not often you get to say the former Green Rockets Tokatsu rep playing the Green Rockets Tokatsu. They're my Japanese rugby side. Brandy, just
on the bus.
You're on the bus. Townsend kicks from inside the 40. He played for the Green Rockets. Good on him. And now the ball comes back with Tuapiki. Lovely swerve and step. Chalk up a tackle bust as he went past Felt there. So they're right in the contest. There's no question of that. Vilea on that run back for the Warriors. And in from the wing, Montoya for another charge. Tanoa Brown was there. And this time with Pompey, this is a power set by the outside backs for the Warriors. They've got themselves to 30 metres from the Cowboys line. Tavanga says, I'll run through the middle just like the rest of you. What a direct set this has been from the Warriors. 71-metre gain. Johnson with a ball on the edge. Niakore's kick. Oh, that is such an anticlimax.
How many times do you reckon Murata Niokore has kicked the ball, even at training? Not many. Not many. He decides to pull one out.
Yeah.
In the moment. Johnson taking the line on, just looking to run Niokore into some space. It closed up, but the Cowboys have spilt the ball. They've turned the ball over. 7 minutes left. Niakore's down after that kick.
Yeah, he's in quite some pain. Harris with the ball. Another opportunity in terms of field position. They've had it.
Okay, that'll be 1.
And they will stop to check here.
With Tahu, tackle 1. Robbo, correct? Yep.
Ooh, are they?
Nico, yes.
Right shoulder of Valentine Holmes takes the wind of Niokore.
Yeah, it's just in the way, that's why.
Match review committee have been busy this round too, Randy. Right from Thursday night, Parramatta Manly.
Stay?
Fair bit on the charge sheet.
Gonna go if you're ready to.
A few out of Friday night as well, Bossy.
Front foot here.
It's a big set defensively for the Cowboys.
Just under 7 minutes away from half-time. This is our biggest day, Super Saturday, here on Fox League. And low ball there for Tavanga. Mind you, we're looking forward to Belmore tomorrow, a sellout. Bulldogs and Tigers tomorrow. But tonight, you've got Broncos and Dragons ahead of that. Johnson to Barnett. And just taken by Nene there. Glanville is out there as well. Cowboys under pressure again. Jazz Tavanga scores. As spirited as any Warrior there has ever been. His heart and soul here at the Warriors. Jazz Tavanga scores their 3rd try and they're in front.
Well, the Cowboys turning the ball over, it's putting enormous pressure on their defensive line. Johnson did a marvellous job then to square everyone up. Only needed a few steps just to go at the defenders. Kept those inside defenders tight, and the timing from the other 2 players was absolutely perfect. Dylan Walker out to Jazz Tavanga, and by that time the Warriors had stripped the Cowboys for numbers in and around the ruck. With those 3 players, Johnson, Walker and Tavanga crashing across, and the Warriors have hit the lead, Vossi. 14-12, kick to come. They've had a lot of ball down this end, but that's back-to-back tries in the matter of minutes.
Jazz Tavanga, he's a product of the modern game, the 17-man game. You remember, I think it was the first year the Dally M's had the Interchange Player of the Year, and he won that award. That was way back in 2018. And I think under Andrew Webster, he's decided, well, Jazz, you're going to be somewhere between 14 and 17 for the whole year. I've got Dylan Walker. It looks to me like a really well-settled bench, what they want from their bench, the Warriors, under Andrew Webster.
Well,
Tavanga and Walker play a big part.
Even though Tavanga's not a big man, he's tough. As Johnson makes it a 4-point gap now to the Warriors, he can play the role of a front rower. Tavanga, he's tough enough, he's mobile.
Brent Tate on the sideline.
Yeah, Vossi, many times I've called the Warriors and wanted that man, Sean Johnson, to have his ball on his hands on the ball. And today he's been certainly outstanding. He's been involved. He's up and about. He's got plenty of talk. And Dylan Walker, he's been sensational since he's come on from the Warriors. Added plenty of punch off the bench. And being that link man to the outside backs, he's been a great boy for him this season. Yeah,
the line that Johnson ran them with the ball created the space for Walker and Tavanga on the outside. Great play from Johnson.
So, now 5 tries. The meter continues to tick over. 28 points in 35 minutes. And heavy there, driving Walker into the turf. Now for Tohu Harris. I called Jake Glanville. I got him on the mind. Mark Glanville, I caught up with him yesterday in Newcastle. What a good player he was, Mark Glanville. And that's going to feature on the fan. The tackle he put on Craig Field one day at Woodvale. That's coming up in a few weeks' time. So
that was one of the best.
Yeah,
one of the best.
Getting an airborne halfback. And now Johnson kicks from the 40-metre line. Chester has done all that can be asked of him in his first start at fullback in the NRL.
Gee, it's a long time since the Cowboys had the ball down the other end of the field, Vossi. It's been a long stint of defence on their own try line.
They've got 5 line breaks for the Warriors in this first half. That's sort of shades of Bulldogs Melbourne last week. The number of line breaks that the Bulldogs were able to punch through the Melbourne Storm defence. Granville with the ball. Ooh, he's almost bounced over the top of Harris there. Egan feels the jaw. He's a bit wobbly, Egan. Ball high from Townsend. It won't be the fullback. Montoya puts it down. Pressure on the Warriors. Cowboys will get a chance 3 minutes out from half-time.
Yeah, it's their first chance for a long time, and Montoya, he put himself in a position. There was a Cowboy player that flew through the air just as he was trying to take it, and I think that was enough to put him off. And it's just spilt the ball, which will give the Cowboys their first set down this end for a long time.
Back in the day, some temperamental wingers, they wouldn't like Sweet Caroline being played. Imagine Michael Hancock's reaction. What a feisty winger he was if he made a mistake, and on comes Neil Diamond. His glare at the ground announcer. So here it is. Cowboys. Kyle Felt fills the scrum. Feeding it there, did well. Townsend did, and they're running. Holmes with it. Oh, Taulagi was unmarked. Good tackle in the end. Pompey and Corsi. Chester for 2. Held up by the defence. Mightn't be 16-12 for too much longer. Holmes, spin and pass. Dearden, and then with Neem. In front of the post, ball is reefed out.
Yeah,
what's
mate.
the call?
Okay, it'll be 0. Wade. Where is he?
A little confused.
Wade.
Let's see what happened there.
We've got a stoppage for yourself to go off HIA, mate.
Okay, so ball came away, and then we've
yeah,
got
we're going to scrum
HIA.
out here. Warriors lose some feed.
Well, if you're happy that Dylan Walker didn't pull that ball out.
Send him on here.
I said that Egan was a little wobbly when he got up. First of all, he held the jaw, and then he took those steps, and now he comes from the field. 4 points the difference, 2 minutes away from half-time on a Queensland Super Saturday from Gold Coast to Townsville to Brisbane. He's happy to take a little breather here before they should have the ball back. Tavanga now just slots into
dummy half.
Into dummy half.
Good.
green light to go.
Dylan just completely left the scrum. Dylan, this is your warning, mate. You stay in the scrum.
Well, why not just penalise in the first time?
Come on.
Did you hear Chris Sutton? He just completely left the scrum.
But you can't penalise the attacking side for the lock leaving the scrum.
Now it comes away. So Warriors in possession. And Montoya held up. Have to get through this set, the Warriors. All the hard work. They deserve their lead. But Warriors fans who've had some hard times, they know things can go pear-shaped. Close to half-time. The Bermuda Triangle that is the last 10 minutes of Warriors games historically. So just got to get through the next minute. Walker with it. Off he runs. Barnett on the left edge. He's been very strong this afternoon. 10 metres inside their own half. Walker, he's playing the dummy half. Tavanga's the middle forward. Strong carry. They're ripping at his legs and still he stands. That is strength of Jazz Tavanga. He's a unit. Now Johnson. Bomb from 45 metres out. And back goes Taulagi with it. Can't get to the in goal. The Warriors will try and push for one last error from the Cowboys coming up to half-time. Here's Chester. There's a lot of football coming your way in the second half of this one. I think there's a positive mindset from both sides. Look at this attack. Nene round the corner. Wow. This is the Cowboys throwing it around. Dearden. And then with Holmes. He's over the 30-metre line. You don't get a lot of offloads out of the Cowboys, and suddenly they put on a few there. Robson, O'Neill with a juggle. He's on the 40-metre line. This will be the last play of the half. Robson, Townsend, a kick, a little longer than a chip. Tuapicky with it. Oh, Tuapicky lost the ball. Juggled back and cleaned up. The Warriors end up with it. Been good entertainment in the first half. Cowboys led early. Warriors go to the break, up by 4. 5 tries scored. Half-time in Townsville. It is the Warriors 16, the Cowboys 12. We are right on the cusp of the second half getting underway in Townsville. 16 points to 12. Warriors and Cowboys, and the trend continues from the weekend. First half gives us away nothing as to who's going to win the game. The previous 4 matches so far this weekend on Fox League. Some really good signs for the Warriors in the first half after conceding an early try. That went to young fullback Tom Chester. So Cowboys' first use of the ball for the second half. One of these sides to go to 2-1 through 3 rounds of the Premiership. Hess with it up to the 20-metre line. Well, he's won that penalty. Hess has put on a bit of a performance with Walker in the ruck.
Well, I thought he actually let go, Dylan Walker. I thought he just needed to get up. Just the tiniest touch on the calf. I don't really think it stopped him playing the ball, but the referee saw the hand on the leg, and the Cowboys win the referee's mind in that one.
It's a little 25-minute game just to set it up in the opening minutes of the second half. Now Dearden there for Neem. You can see Payton is planning on getting more football out of this young forward, more minutes, more game time. A Granville on the run there. Now Robson to Dearden. Cowboys full of running here. Holmes with it.
Well, they scored their 2 tries in the opening 10 minutes of the game. Another hot start from the Cowboys, but like in all their other 2 games, Payton asked them to play for 80 minutes, certainly longer than the 50 that they have been.
So Egan back on the field, passing his HIA. Cowboys on the last tackle, switch. Townsend Dearden, dummied inside, Chester was lurking. And again, the Cowboys don't quite find it. I mean, it's not fatal by any means, being held 8 metres out from the line on the last, and they had a crack at them, but there's resilience again from the Warriors.
That was a very good tackle from Dylan Walker. Not an easy situation with Tom Dearden with a little bit of space around that ruck. Strong runner, not a big man, but very strong and prolific tackle breaker.
12th hit up of the day we just saw there from Barnett. He's made more than twice the hit-ups of the Cowboys players individually. He's been a very busy player this afternoon, Mitch Barnett.
Yeah, I thought they might be a bit vulnerable on that edge, but with the ball, Barnett's done everything that he's been asked to do.
Back to Johnson. He's under pressure. Got away to a picky to Martin, who'll get a bomb in. And that means most are offside unless he runs through. Chester is with it. Martin has done that, and he's there to make the tackle on Chester. So far, so good. Two young fullbacks. Tom Chester in his second appearance and Tane Tuapiki in his first. They've looked every bit NRL players. Shibasaki, there is Chester, and a try as well. Tuapiki, based on his feet, I think it's last year in the Queensland Cup, he'll get a try here as well. Holmes on the run back. Robson for Townsend, kicking on the front foot. High bounce, Tuapiki is with it. There's 6 or 7 Cowboys there. And Nene's the first to make the tackle. Jeremiah Nene hasn't really been a factor, just the 2 runs of the football in the first half today on that right edge for North Queensland. Provided their ball control stays on point, they're going to stay in the game here, the Warriors. 85% completion rate. Good discipline. Egan for Harris.
That's very impressive in conditions that are steamy, very sweaty.
Johnson kicks, may have taken half a stride over the 40-metre line. Fingertip control by Cole Felt to bring it back. Gives us an opportunity to go down to Brent Tate, who was in the Cowboys sheds at halftime, Brent.
Yeah, thanks, Vossi. Yeah, Todd Payton in attack. He wants his side to fight harder, to quick play the balls and stop running one out in yardage. Defensively, he's just asked them to slow the Warriors down. He's got a feeling that they're just playing the ball too slow. He's reminded them the last 3 weeks they keep putting themselves under pressure. Get a good start, make defensive errors, drop plenty of ball. Wants them to stop that, get back in the grind.
Well, he's been penalised for a crusher. Just swung around awkwardly. Landed on his backside and then Egan over the top.
5 minutes into the second half and a couple of penalties given away by the Warriors. And Holmes on the restart for Hess. Now Granville. Broncos and Dragons is the third game of our Super Saturday on Fox League, and that is big. Broncos 2-2. Dragons with their win after the bye in round number 1. Winning form is good for. Robson did it. Right up to the line and not falling for the dummy, Tavanga. Gee, they've been good off the bench. Walker and Tavanga for the Warriors today. They're up with their best. Townsend there to Noah Brown. Taken low by Egan. Warriors goal line defence on show again. Did and with it. A jink. Just getting him there was 5'8" Tamare Martin. Tavanga a little slow to his feet. Last tackle. Rushing up. Marcelo Montoya, the Exocet missile in off the wing there.
Yeah, when your winger comes screaming off the line to make a tackle, that's exactly what you want from him, to make contact. So many wingers just pull up short. They race out and then pull up and allow the pass to happen. Now, if the pass happens, the Cowboys score. Terrific defence from Montoya.
And this time the Warriors get a penalty. I don't know whether Todd Payton will sit down again in this half unless they hit the front. I think he's on his feet for good now.
Ferns, I can
unhappy with that. They let the pressure off the Warriors. 16 points to 12 and a 5-try game so far. And ball this time with Tom Ele there taking a run. Hasn't had a lot of minutes across the first 2 rounds, but he's just happy to be back playing in the NRL and chalking up some first-grade appearances. Walker on the run there. There's Tom. Egan for Harris. And gets another run. Egan again for Johnson. Up to the line. And easy meters really for the Warriors for Barnett. This has put them in an attacking position here, the Warriors. Johnson, there's a spring in their step here. Across with a fullback to a Picky. Then on for Pompey. Pompey barrels over the top of Holmes. Got it there to Corsi to produce the dive, the leap, the whole box and dice to score in the corner. They got a sniff there, the Warriors, and they converted it into a try.
Well, it was a good set put together by the Warriors, Vossi. They got themselves in a position to attack the line. Johnson across the field, dancing, holds the ball to a Picky, out to Pompey, and he just takes on Val Holmes. There was 4 Cowboys there, and he was able to offload. Even though in a very awkward position, they got up underneath him. The put down is fine. And the Warriors extend their lead to 8 points with a kick to come. Didn't look like happening. The Cowboys looked like they had the numbers, and they did have the numbers. But Pompey just takes on Holmes, gets over the top of him. Tuolangi gets underneath, lifts him, but that frees the arms. He's got the arms free, he just pushes it out to Corsi. That's a great try from the Warriors.
That may well be the career highlight for Adam Pompey. He has bowled over the top of Holmes, and then with not 1, not 2, but 3 defenders on him, he's offloaded for Corsi to score. That's handy play from Adam Pompey, the number 4 for the Warriors. Watch it again. Bang over Holmes.
Yeah,
now there's 3 on it. Now there's 3 on him.
Well, the fact that Tuolangi went low and lifted him actually put him in a better position. Got him up above those other 2 defenders and got his arms free.
Some play, 9 minutes into the second half. They're giving it to Johnson again. He told Tony at half-time he loved it. He'll love it more if he gets it over on the back of it. Let's look for his reaction. Johnson, right foot. He's got it. Sean Johnson, yes, that's a moment. Love that stuff. Enjoying his work, engaging with the crowd. And the Warriors, can you believe it, lead the Cowboys by 10.
Well, there's the work from Johnson, just giving the outside men some room, and then Pompey knew that they didn't have an advantage in terms of numbers. There was only 2 of them on 4, but just used his power to steamroll Val Holmes.
Round 3 of the Telstra Premiership. It is multicultural round, recognising and celebrating the diverse cultural backgrounds that make up the rugby league community. And we're seeing that in this match here, whether you're on the field, in the stands or in the community, it is our differences that make us stronger together. And I think we see it every single game in the National Rugby League. Egan on here for Harris. And it is great to have the Warriors back playing out of home as well. And now they bring good form to Townsville. They're on a wretched run at matches. In fact, it's a 13-game losing streak in Australia for the Warriors at the moment.
Yeah, well, it was number 13 last week against the Roosters at Allianz Stadium. They've actually been on the road as Johnson throws it up in the air.
And this one with Chasers there. Tuolangi ends up with the ball. Gets it to Holmes. Holmes looking for a bit of redemption now. Good counter, Cowboys. They trail by 10. Robson crunched by Egan. Hooker on hooker. Egan, what a competitor.
Well, I think Reece Robson doesn't think he was at marker.
Okay, mate.
And he got the marker late, and they're challenging it.
We've got a captain's challenge from the Cowboys on the decision of knock on. They believe the marker wasn't straight there.
Brilliant play from Tuolangi and Val Holmes to get them in this position. Oh, I think he's good. Play the ball's happened already. He's square.
Wade Egan is square at the point of the play the ball.
Yes, he just gets out quick.
And Robson got there late.
Well, Robson got there late and took a step. He was looking to run, not
and Reece
pass.
Robson loses the ball into him, which is a knock-on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Casey Badger all over it in the bunker.
Oh, it's been reviewed, mate. The challenge has been reviewed.
Himself, has he? Johnson
Here we are.
goes to make the tackle.
Right, mate, just back up for us, mate.
That was Pompey's leg that went across his ankle there.
Could be a real problem. Watch it again. It is, oh yeah, gets him lower leg. That doesn't look flash for Johnson.
Was it 21 where he had the Achilles tendon?
At Cronulla, yeah.
When he was with the Sharks.
He's had a dreadful break going a few years back with the Warriors as well.
He's up.
Put the ball in.
That's the good.
Hold it, Reece. Break.
Johnson, ginger, but still out there. It's advantage Warriors again, though, leading by 10. Another set starts inside the Cowboys' half. The Warriors of 2023, not too shabby, let me tell you what they're showing. 19 metres away from the line. Egan, short side, Martin, and then Vailea, the young centre. Locking horns there with Kyle Felt. Montoya clears the ruck for Martin. Now for Johnson, then Walker. Support was there, couldn't offload. Hess had him with Neem. They slowed it down, it'll be a set restart, I reckon. Yes, it will be. All over Walker. Johnson. Martin crunched. Shibasaki up there.
They are creating chances, but they're half chances from the Warriors. They're getting on the outside of the Cowboys.
Johnson with it 10 metres away. At the very least, you want a repeat set here if they can. Egan with the ball. There's Harris. Walker. Then moved up on his outside. Walker tipped up there by Nene. Egan's already got one today. To the right side. Johnson, hard running. Sheridan, just short of the line. Dearden and Robson. Quickly out of dummy half. Tuapiki with the ball. The young fullback. Short of the line. Tackle number 5. Looking for a second try in this second half. Johnson, Harris, good build-up, overlap. Martin gets it out there as quick as he can. Montoya with the ball, puts a fend on. The Cowboys, desperate and get the job done.
Just could not afford another try. I know there's 27 minutes left, but if the Warriors cross for a 4-pointer and turn it into 6 at this stage, it makes the challenge huge for the Cowboys. They needed that sort of defence.
Oh, Townsend knew it too. He was revving up the boys there. What a good contest it is. 22-12. 27 minutes to go. We could end up anywhere in this match. Grenville on that run. 2 dummy halves with Talmalolo there as well. There he is, Jason. There's some moderate numbers for a number of Cowboys players, so they've got some footy in them. Townsend goes long. Tuapiki with it. 23-year-old playing his first game in the NRL. He's done really well, Brent Tate. In fact, Tatey's got quite the afternoon because he played for the Warriors, he played for the Cowboys. Broncos against the Dragons tonight's another big one, Tate.
Yeah, certainly is, Vossi. But, geez, I've been impressed with the Warriors forwards today. Their short passing game, I don't think I can recall a team in the NRL that's passed the ball as much as the Warriors forwards today, and it's really stretching this Cowboys defence, and their back 5 have been outstanding coming out of yardage.
Yeah, they have threatened, and right throughout those sets, Tatey, you're absolutely right. They threatened to break open the Cowboys. It's a testament to Andrew Webster and what he's brought to this Warriors team. They look much more fluent with the football.
Barnett claiming crusher tackle there. Is it on his back or did he cop it in the throat? We'll have to watch a replay, but he's...
I think it might be his shoulder.
He's distressed. Mitch Barnett. There he was here.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
just on the top of the head.
Shibasaki,
I'm just concerned about him.
the weight of Shibasaki's body right on the top of Barnett's head. Remember, it can only be penalty if it's a reportable offence from the bunker when they look at a replay, and it is going to be that, it would seem, here.
And it's going to be a penalty, and it's on report.
There you go.
For a crusher.
That's how the process works. Young Dylan Lucas last night for Newcastle ended up on the charge sheet today, crusher tackle.
Any argument with that?
No, it was a second movement from Shibasaki. Here he's got the grip, and then bang. I mean, a lot goes on. You watch it in normal speed. A lot happening in that tackle with 3 defenders.
It happens in a split second when you watch it in normal speed, but
here it is, normal speed replay for you. He's being twisted around, and that's, that's the movement of Shibasaki there.
totally unintentional, but just got himself in a... He got himself... Well, he was put in an awkward position, and Shibasaki went on with it. Just followed through with the...
22-12, would you be tempted even to go... I know it's a fair distance out, but if they get any sort of penalty goal to go to 12 in front, are you contemplating that?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Former Warriors star, Greg Alexander. Just with a little bit of advice there. So Barnett off the field. Gee, he's been good today. I mean, I've got nothing to do with the TMs, but if the game stopped now, he'd figure in the 3-2-1. 15 hit-ups for 118 metres from Mitch Barnett. Number one today of all the forwards out there. Both teams. Now Johnson. The Warriors are coming to get the Cowboys. One of the high flyers of the competition based on last year's results. Walker on this run. They are 9 metres away. They have 4 tries already. Egan, he threw it. Was that forward? Harris with it. The no-looker. Crowd was convinced it was forward. Harris to play it in game 200. Pass there. It's been left behind by Sirenen. Maybe. Oh, hang on a second.
10 metres.
Penalty for offside.
Oh, he's saying Chad left too early.
Hey, real careful.
And he was up very quick. And the pass went just ever so slightly behind Bailey Sirenen, and that was enough to see the ball go down, but Chad left the line too quick.
Chad was hoping to see a replay just to feel vindicated that he's been hard done by. As the ball is with Walker. Tom Allen's had plenty of touches here. He's 9 metres away from the line. Egan, I reckon there's another 4-pointer in Egan. He's keen to have a little crack at them. 5 away from it. Here he is, holding it up there. Walker, close to the line, hasn't scored a try since the 2021 season, Dylan Walker. Egan, shifting it out left. Martin there for the corner. Montoya with a Superman cape on. The two wingers, Corsi and Montoya, have lived up to our pre-match promo here on Fox League. The flying wingers of the NRL.
Well, it was a good set play that saw Dylan Walker go close to scoring, and then really they had the numbers. Cole Felt decided just to stay and hedge his bets. Vilea was there, but it's almost taken himself out of play, and Cole Felt just gave Montoya half a yard, and that was enough for him to get into the corner. Again, they put themselves in the position to score, Vossi, and if they want to win this game, they have to take every advantage that they get. They've had plenty of ball down this end of the field. They've had all of it.
Yeah, well,
in the opening 17 minutes of this second half. They've had all the ball down this end, and now they've grabbed another try. This has put them in a lead, which puts a lot of pressure on the home side.
I may be taking some license here, but I reckon there would be Cowboys fans, other than the actual moment, but to see Tamare Martin playing again and starring, I think they'd feel good about that. We thought his career was over at the Cowboys, and here he is playing against the Cowboys. He came back for the Broncos, and now for the Warriors. The lead is 14. This is for 16 in front. Stacks of time, but the Warriors, I mean, it's in their hands, this match now.
It is, yeah. And the decision not to go for goal twice on 2 penalties was the right one. They've come up with a 4-pointer and possibly 6.
So it's crowd 1, Johnson 1 so far today, with the sideline kicks to put Johnson in front of the crowd. There he goes. Sean Johnson hangs it out to the right. Crowd 2, Johnson 1. Brent Tate sideline.
Yeah, thanks, Vossi. Well, it's great to see Tamari Martin, as you said, back playing football. What a story that is. But it was a great pass there from Wade Egan out of dummy half. There wasn't anything doing on that right-hand side defence for the Cowboys. But he got out, held it up nicely onto Tamari Martin, and that man, their back 5 today for the Warriors have been sensational.
Just watching the pass from Wade Egan again, and it went that far out in front of Tamari Martin. It almost put him on the outside of the defenders he was standing in front of. He had to reach to catch the ball, which got him on the move. And then Montoya held the sideline, and the pass was enough to beat Phil.
Montoya, Corey Parker's not with us here in commentary, but he'd be all over Montoya's Supercoach points today. He's racking them up. 18 runs, 165 metres, 5 tackle busts, 2 tries. It's a good day for Marcelo Montoya on the left wing of the Warriors. You can play KFC Supercoach as well. Don't look my team up, the Moa men. They're having a shocker. Warriors short of the line. 15 metres from halfway, looking to... I know it's only a little thing, but the Warriors of old make mistake after points. That happens too often. Not today. Here they are, into the Cowboys' half. Makes a massive difference. Leading by 14, Johnson bombing from 42 metres out. Chester calls for it with it. And Chester then manhandled by the Warriors' defence.
Fantastic set. Catching the ball, forcing the opposition to catch the ball inside their own 10-metre line. That's exactly what you want to do.
Their completion rate is now 90%. The Warriors are 26 of 29.
And they're perfect in the second half, 11 of 11, Bossy. So they've had most of the ball in the second half, and certainly the field positions favoured the team from New Zealand. Taumalolo on that run back, just short of halfway. It's been relatively quiet from Jason today. As I said, players like Nene, there's a few players out there that haven't featured today for one reason or another. But I haven't seen a rousing run from Taumalolo today. Montoya in off the wing. He offloads, risk involved. Vailea with it. Montoya was doing his best there, I think, to hit the completion rate. But then he's ready to take another run. So, a quarter of the game remaining. Pompey on that charge. 10 inside their own half. They've scored all the points of the second half. In fact, the Cowboys' last tries, you've made the point, Brandy, is now 10th minute.
It's a long while ago in this game. Ball down to Taulagi. And look at the chasers all there. They're ticking a lot of boxes here, the Warriors. Line break count, by the way, is now 7-2 to the Warriors. Yet another incredibly impressive number for them. Caulfield held up. There's energy in their defence as well. Shibasaki hit hard. Oh, they're going to say penalty for that.
10 metres.
That's the area that you could criticise. 3 times this half they've let the Cowboys off the hook with penalties. Tamare Martin is the player offside there.
They're the only 2 sets that the Cowboys have had inside the Warriors' half, this being the third off the back of the penalties.
So Nene just jogs into the defensive line there. That counts as one of his rare runs today. Robson with it, 19 minutes to go. Townsend, Taumalolo. To Noah Brown on the end of that. In fact, Helam Lukey it was onto the field. Welcome back, Helam, from a knee reconstruction.
Great to see him back, Helam Lukey.
7 metres away from the line. Robson, right side, Townsend, Shibasaki, Barbando is so close. Shibasaki, it's the reverse double movement.
Do you think it's touched the line, then he dragged it back
Just
again?
making sure he's
I think it's a failed double movement. I think he might have.
Vailea offside in the lead up if he has lost.
Oh, well, there you go. So they get a penalty in any case, but I think if he gets to the line, they might say double movement, but because he doesn't get to the line, it doesn't count as a double movement.
No,
oh, hang on, lost the ball. Oh.
Yeah, lost it.
But they get a
Demet
penalty.
Shibasaki has knocked on. There's an on-field call of the Warriors offside.
Hey.
We have a decision.
Which is something the video referee couldn't rule on. So if that wasn't picked up by the referee, Casey Badger couldn't then say
There was a
player offside.
No.
So it was set up with that instruction from referee Chris Sutton.
So, mate, when I send it up, I had Viliami who was offside. So that was what we're always coming back to if he lost it.
There's Viliami
Need to
two in.
wait here. That was you, Billy Army. Good line, mate.
You have to have the one leg on the line or behind.
Yeah, it's all about the timing and when you leave the line.
Yeah, what are
He
you
had
doing?
his one foot on the
Kick
line,
it?
and that's all you have to do.
Well, it's not like they have to score here, the Cowboys, because there's 18 minutes to go, but I'm pretty sure the fans are a little desperate for them to score, given that it's been a rather a dry spell here.
Let him go now, Tohu.
Clean to play it 7 metres away from the line. Robson, Townsend, Dearden, right up to them. Lukey just caught by Johnson. And they've got a couple of rangy edge back rowers, the Cowboys, with Lukey one side and Nene the other. Taumalolo to play it. Right in front of the posts. Tavanga push the envelope a little there. Then Dearden. Up quickly was Martin. Good defence. Warriors. Robson, Taumalolo. Townsend. This time Chester into the line. Chester bouncing. Just caught by Pompey. Holmes, Townsend, last tackle. Where's Nene? There's Nene! He's just gone too far. The kick-catch specialist
Case.
doesn't pull
No
it off.
try, last tackle. Just make sure that he carries that ball dead.
Tuapiki getting the pats on the back.
Yeah, the kick just too deep there. Nano gets himself to the ball, but has no time to get it down.
Chase is on the right, onside.
No time to get it down inside the dead ball line. I thought Chester had scored. When he broke them open down that left side, I thought he was going to get himself into the in-goal area, but just pulled down with desperate defence from the Warriors.
What a skill in this young man, Jeremiah Nene, the ability to catch
And Jeremiah
loses the ball
Nano
anyway.
knocks on, the ball goes dead. We have a decision.
So either way, either catches it full and
I
takes it
can't
over
hear
the dead
what's
ball line,
happening
or he knocks it on. It's the same result. We're talking 20-metre
Robbo.
restart.
Yeah, you're right. They
20-metre
didn't
restart.
need to score off that set, but they needed to keep the ball down that end. They needed a result
just
from
wait,
that
wait.
set. Chester,
Front foot when he taps it.
picture
When he
there,
taps
almost scoring a try for the Cowboys on the second last play.
it. Ruben, let him up.
Well, today a testament to the production line that is the Queensland Cup. What we've seen from the two fullbacks. Yeah, they've stepped up to NRL class today. These two, Tuapiki and Chester. Here's Walker over the 40-metre line. I think there might be a try from one of them still in this game. Tavanga now. Oh, up over halfway he goes. 16 and a half to go. 26 points on the board for the Warriors. Johnson to Sirinen. 10 into the Cowboys half now. Egan, another no-look pass for Harris, who's worked overtime today in game 200. Egan then, right side Johnson, last tackle, bomb, here comes Corsi. He's running at it, will he get a lead? No, he won't. Taulagi has the ball. Don't know whether Corsi was 100% committed to a catch. Taulagi with it, offload, did it. Cowboys fans raising a little. Shibasaki, another offload Cowboys. Townsend, Feltz, bounced away from one.
Well, 15 to go, but it just might take something special from the Cowboys to get themselves out of this. 14 points down. Chester with a step and a grimace there. It's okay.
He's got a bit of punishment. Cotter is back on. There is Dearden. And Holmes got through two. Beat Corsi. He beat Pompey at first attempt. Good battle, the two centres there. Taumalolo ball, 40 metres away. Townsend then. Not good hand, Shibasaki. The Warriors, low fives, high fives. They're forced an error from the home side.
Yeah, probably just had to catch that and make sure he had it in his hands before he tried to do anything with it. Defence was in his face. That was Vailea who came out of the line and put a bit of pressure on Shibasaki, who just couldn't handle it. And they turned the ball over around halfway, or just on the Warriors 40.
NRL 360 Monday, 6:30. Monday edition. Roosters coach Trent Robinson will join the show. So that's a big one coming up on Monday, NRL 360. Right now, the Warriors, they are 14 and a half minutes away from a big upset. Egan, and we've got Broncos and Dragons to come tonight. What a super Saturday it is for Queenslanders. But the Cowboys aren't looking like saluting at the moment. Ball is across. Montoya's big day continues.
Beautiful hands from the Warriors there to get Montoya a 15-metre run.
Sirinen, Martin, Johnson, Harris, and then Tuapiki, Niokore. They're moving the Cowboys' defence around here. Webster said at the top of our coverage, Coach Webster, heat not a problem, it is what it is. Johnson, touched by Nene, and Nene, that will be a mistake against the Cowboys.
Johnson,
reload Warriors.
Johnson just getting on the outside of the Cowboys' defenders around the ruck. Almost created some space, and it was Nene who came up and just got a hand to it. Just watch Johnson skip on the outside. Brilliant. Past Nene. He'd been beaten, but then got a hand to it as Johnson looked to pass the ball. He's done that a number of times this afternoon, Sean Johnson.
We've got
a little bit of old SJ.
We've got 3 Warriors forwards over 100 metres today. Most metres by a Cowboys forward is 62 by Taumalolo. It's a little bit glaring, the difference. Oh, Pompey puts it down on play 1. The Warriors, a mistake finally. They've got completion rate to 91%. A clean trap there by Walker. All right, so a mistake. They happen. Now you've got to show the resilience again. Nene with the ball. And held by Martin.
Yeah, great defence to Murray Martin. He's been very strong on the edge this afternoon.
Tamalolo, Dearden, Chester with it. Filling in for the suspended Scott Drinkwater. I think he's done enough today to keep his spot. Holmes now with the ball. Into the Warriors half they go. But well into the count. Bobble there from McLean and Cotter. Townsend kicks before the last. Montoya's all over it. Scrambles there. Tuapiki with the ball. Warriors finding all the answers at the moment. And now another mistake by Leah. They've gone from 91% completion rate
Down the middle
to dropping the ball at their last 2 attempts.
Not a great pass from dummy half. Montoya behind him. Vailea not able to pull it in.
Brent Tate, what's the story with Mitch Barnett?
Yeah, unfortunately he won't return this afternoon, so bad news for the Warriors because he was so impressive in his stint, but he's got a little problem, so he won't be back this afternoon.
Okay. I said the Bermuda Triangle for Warriors fans. It starts with 10 to go. Well, it started with 13 to go. Taumalolo. Oh, Taumalolo! He's crashed in with a bumper bar up onto Egan, who's already had 1 HIA today, which he passed. He was almost knocked up into Cairns there in the far north Queensland.
Yeah, brilliant footwork. And then the shoulder as he came in to make the tackle on Taumalolo.
Just worried about him at the moment. So
just puts his head into the shoulder of Taumalolo. That's that will be it for Wade Egan.
That is 11 days stuff, isn't it? Mandatory 11 days.
Well, if they judge it as a Category 1, yes. And he probably with his reaction, Vossi.
How tough is this sport when you see that moment? Taumalolo at absolute full steam. I mean, he's just so big up top, Jason Taumalolo. And look at Egan. Down for the count.
Well, that was his best run of the game. Sidestepping run from Taumalolo. The footwork, for a big man is incredible.
Well, they will.
Had 3 or 4 of them hanging around him or hanging off him.
Play stopped for the moment with 11 minutes to go. Dragons and Broncos not too far away on Super Saturday from Suncorp Stadium, which is the place to be, not just tonight, but next week against the Dolphins, regardless of what happens tonight. Broncos Dolphins for the first time is is going to be quite the event. So Egan off for a second. Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Off for a second time today.
Here's the run from Taumalolo. The footwork, the step. Look at that. To beat the fullback. See the fullback was beaten all hands up. The footwork from Taumalolo for 115 kilos is pretty special. He's been great today too. Wade Egan's had a great game. Like when you talk about best players of the game, his name would get a mention amongst a couple of others. Which, when you look back what he's done against Newcastle and the Roosters, he's had a terrific start to the season.
11 minutes to go. Just over 14 points is the margin. Cowboys looking to pepper the Warriors line here. McLean held up by 3. It is only the second. Robson for Townsend. Oh, kind of loses it. It popped up.
20, 30,
and Warriors hang on again.
Well, they had 2 lead runners there, and he decided to hit the first one. He threw it awfully hard there, Chad Townsend. I don't know if it was meant for Ruben Cotter. It might have been the man on the outside, and I think that was Helam Lukey. And it was Helam Lukey. It just ricocheted off his chest. Very hard to take that ball.
So Walker slots in to dummy half again. What a valuable signing he is proving, Dylan Walker. And big minutes today. This time Sirinen gets into dummy half. They're taking it in turns. Niokore up to halfway.
Well, they've had their goal line challenged a couple of times now in the last 5 minutes, and they've been up to it, the Warriors. They've withstood it, denied the Cowboys any more points.
It's a really interesting change, actually. Now they've gone Sirinen as the dummy half. With Tavanga and Walker available, Bailey Sirinen slots into the role of acting half. Here he is again for Johnson to bomb from 29 metres out. Wingers have had a good day, but they don't challenge that time. Holmes with the ball. Now we are inside the final 10, and the Cowboys' scoreless run continues in this game. On their own 20. Chester across field. And Harris takes him. Unchanged minutes for Tohu Harris. He's putting in quite the game in the 200th of his career. So let's touch the Melbourne Storm posted on their social media. Congratulations to Tohu at reaching game 200. Dearden across to Lukey. Right up free. Dearden support to halfway. That was Tavanga in a cover defence role there. Last tackle Cowboys. Townsend, Bowman, Hope. It's big. And Tuapiki with it. He gets the job done again. We'll make sure of that carry coming back.
He's been safe, hasn't he? Tuapiki, debut match. Safe at the back. And just a glimpse of what Helam Lukey can do in that previous set where he got his arms free and an offload to Tom Dearden.
They've got the Warriors fullback at 14 runs today. Chester for the Cowboys, 18 runs. Sirinen on to Tavanga. You played with Paul Sirinen. Big Paul, he never got into dummy half, did he? Maybe not once in his career.
Wasn't much of a dummy half,
No.
Zero.
But here he is.
He was pretty good at other things, though.
Yes. Bailey, the dummy half. Now for Fanua Blake. 8 minutes to go.
Last one, Ruben.
One more score and the Warriors will think they are home. And the run of losses in Australia will come to an end. Johnson's kick. 10 minutes out from the line. Felt loses it. Knocked back. Shibasaki with the ball.
But again, the Warriors have put the Cowboys close to their try line to start the set. It's been a pretty impressive second half from them.
Yeah, the two mistakes they made were in back-to-back sets, but outside of that, it's hard to find fault with any area of the Warriors game here. Robson on the run. Now Dearden, Townsend, and Nene, and then a poor pass on the bounce to Feltz.
Surrender. Last one.
5 inside their own half. The crowd's a little stunned, I think. Townsend to kick across field. Taulungi's no hope of getting through on it. And they eat that up, the Warriors. Corsi with the ball. 7 minutes to go, 10 metres inside their own half. I dare say if the Cowboys don't score in the next set, that is likely to be it. Pompey will go on this run. And into the Cowboys half they go again. Sirenen switches right side. Nia Corey. Andrew Webster close to a big win in his fledgling coaching career. Last play here, is it Johnson or is it Martin? It'll be Johnson with the kick from 20 metres out. He wants it to come down short of the line. It's done that. They've got them to a corner again. This is blueprint of how to close out a game.
Well, it is. They don't have to do anything special, but they've carted the ball forward. They've kept it tight. They do give away a penalty here, which they have been guilty of in the second half of
10 metres.
Getting them in a position near their try line, the Cowboys, and then releasing the pressure through a penalty. But defensively, they've been up to it. When any question's been asked, defensively, they've been up to it.
Well, this becomes the biggest set right here at 26 points to 12. But the penalties to the Cowboys, 7-4 today. McLean to play it on one, just inside the Cowboys half. Robson to Townsend, and then to Hess if the Warriors lose. On the back of Melbourne losing, on the back of Parramatta, the beaten grand finalists last year, 0-3. It's a changing of the guard with some of the heavyweights of last year. Somewhat through 3 rounds. Robson to Dearden, then for Lukey. They've got themselves in position. But where is the icing of the cake? Townsend, Taumalolo. Right foot step, just caught. Fanua Blake and Harris had him. Quick play the ball. Robson and Townsend. Kick back in field. Plenty of there. And there's Big Tom. Tom Alley with the ball.
Big Tom Alley getting up in the air there. The kick back across the ruck for some of the Cowboy chasers from Chad Townsend, but the front rower got himself off the ground to pull it in.
Find me a player who hasn't made a contribution today to the victory from the Warriors.
Well, I don't think you beat the Cowboys if not everyone does contribute, and they've got that from all.
See Reece Walsh, Ben Hunt, some of the stars you're going to see here tonight on Super Saturday. Broncos and Dragons. Oh, not about offloading. Inside your own half, leading by 14. That's a very Warriors-like play. Townsend ends up with a ball. Shibasaki now. 29 from the line. Robson, Townsend. Pass and Hope, left to right. Nene jumping about in front of the defence. Goldfeld dummy half. Then Townsend. Crossfield again. This time Dearden. They're straight runners. It's clunky from the Cowboys. Chester goes back for it.
Well, Brent Tate would know this better than anyone. I don't think I've witnessed a Cowboys crowd that's been sitting there stunned as they make another error.
Well, that's just about it. Martin and McLean. Hello. Bit of a mismatch. I don't think boxing authorities can allow that to continue. McLean fighting Tamare Martin.
Well, it's a bit of excitement for the crowd.
Well, it was.
Because they've been very quiet since the 10th minute. Since their second try and their last try.
So they've lost their challenge, so if McLean thought that he knocked it back, nowhere to go.
Brandy, you're right. They've been really sloppy this afternoon, the Cowboys. I've just noticed a little bit of sloppiness in their play. You know, some passes from dummy half, not getting to fifth and last kicks down their attacking zone. All the stuff that's the Cowboys' bread and butter last year, but just a little bit off the pace at the moment, the Cowboys. I know they had a heavy representation going overseas for the World Cup last year, but you know, they really look like they're just a little bit underdone at the moment.
Again, not one Cowboys forward over 100 running metres today. The Warriors might finish with 6. 6 of their pack, not just their starting forwards, but their bench forwards as well. Andrew Webster going to ride them home. Nia Corey with a ball. And if they put the 2 points in the bag, it is thoroughly deserved, the win today. There is nothing fluky about it. You can't say referee calls. It has been hard-earned. It's skillful. It's a lot to like about the Warriors. And their bench is strong as well. 37 metres away from the Cowboys line. One more to make it quite the afternoon out. Tavanga, last tackle, Warriors. Where's a kick to a corner again? Martin it is. He needs it to come down short of the line. He's done that. Felt's with it. Times 4. The last 4 times they've got the Cowboys coming away from their own corner.
Yeah, it is great. It's great football. The plan's simple, Vossi. They're 14 points clear. They don't have to push the pass. They've made very few errors in this second half.
Across to Lukey, or rather for Taulagi. 2 defenders there. 1 left on the deck. Dearden on the run. But there's a bit of soul searching to be done for the Cowboys, who scored in the 5th minute of play with Chester. Backed it up with a try for Robson soon after, and nothing since. Townsend now hurt.
He just got dragged down from behind and might have
arm swing though, doesn't hip drop on him.
had a bit of pressure on the ankle.
With Chad.
Actually lost
You're
control
right, you
of the
wanna
football
stay?
before the whistle blew as well.
All right, here, Case. Move up here, Sean. Move up, Sean.
Okay, so they've reviewed it. Cowboys with the ball, 90 seconds to go. Dearden bombs their only weapon at the moment. It's there. Montoya lost it. It may have hit Felt in the back. But they can't win from here, the Cowboys.
Okay, Case. Captain's challenge from the Warriors? Or
The Warriors will challenge because they have a challenge. But this was the story coming into today. A club record 13-game losing streak in Australia.
The tricks early.
Their
Marcelo
last
Montoya
win
touches the ball.
this part of the world was
Just looking to
round
see
8
which
last
direction it
year
goes.
in Golden Point over the Raiders.
Marcelo Montoya knocks the ball forward into Kyle Felt. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Easy one for Casey Badger.
And even though they are back at Mount Smart Stadium this year, full-time, Vossi, they haven't played there yet. They played their first game against the Knights in Wellington. So it was a travel game for them. They have now been in Australia for the last 2, lost to the Roosters by 8 points, and really just lost their way towards the back end of the game where they made some errors and didn't give themselves a chance. Up to Townsville in very trying conditions, and they're going to win the game. They're going to take the 2 points away where not many sides will, I don't think.
Dearden, one more charge at them, Holmes. Do the Cowboys deserve to have another try? A little bit of thinking to be done for Todd Payton and the likes of Dean Young, the coaching staff. Lukey caught there in the tackle of Sirinen. Now Robson, there's a minute to go. Dearden, short pass. Holmes, they've caught it forward anyway, and he lost it. To a double whammy. The Warriors have repelled the Cowboys yet again, who have absolutely misfired today. There's a wheel off the wagon of the Cowboys in this one. Their attack, I'll say it, their attack has got worse the longer the game has gone.
And you can't really blame their ball control, because their ball control isn't horrible. You know, they've got through 30 sets. That's 30 sets is enough sets to win a game of football. They've made 9 errors, but that's not horrific. So there is something wrong with the Cowboys at the moment. They've made great starts to all 3 matches and only gone on to win one of them, and that was by a point against the Raiders.
Final minute, and the Warriors will have possession. And the scoreline is 26-12. All Warriors points. So the second half, no Cowboys points.
Titans have beat the Storm, and now the Warriors are going to knock off the Cowboys.
And we've got the Dolphins at the top of the table.
Oh, there we go.
It's a new look rugby league. Some young bloke called Bennett coaching a team from Redcliffe, based up there. It's won 3 from 3. What a season here on Fox League already. What happens next? Who knows? Got Broncos Dragons tonight. Tomorrow back at Belmore, Canterbury and the Tigers. And Canberra play their first home match of the season tomorrow night against the Sharks. And you watch it all right here on Fox League. Well, that is a thoroughly deserved win. Well done, Andrew Webster. Well done, the Warriors. And to all the New Zealand fans watching at home, be proud of what your team is showing so far this season. Full time in Townsville, Warriors 26, the Cowboys 12.